What's up, y'all? Lee here, and welcome to another weekly recap. Currently, it's July 3rd, so happy July 4th Eve if you celebrate it as such. I do have something special planned for the 4th, so hopefully I'll be able to get that up by the 5th or maybe the 6th, just depending on how fast I can get everything done. Though July 4th aside, another week has passed, and I do have a lot of things to talk about. So, with everything being said, please like and subscribe. Tell me how I'm doing in the comments below. And of course, if there's anything that you want me to talk about specifically, don't be afraid to tell me, unless you just want to hear me ramble on about my job and how coronavirus is affecting me and the state of Tennessee. So, let's go ahead and get right into it then. So, first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the quarantine. Now, with everything that's already been said by me and by the news and by what's happening in real life, I know I don't have to say just how bad of a situation we are in currently. In the state of Tennessee alone, I know that I have mentioned that I live in one of the counties that was just recently classified as a hotspot. We aren't in as a bad shape as Knoxville or as any other of the hotspots that have been going on for a while now, though I don't believe that we are going to get any better. I believe that in due time, of course, we will be just as bad as Knoxville or just as bad as anywhere else. Currently, there are about 300 plus cases in our county alone. I know that's not necessarily as much as the whole 50,000 plus that is about to hit Tennessee in the next couple of days, though I believe that it's going to only get worse. With all that being aside, our governor has talked about mandated mask, and I do believe that mandated mask has been implemented in Nashville and surrounding counties. Though with all that, I believe that it's too little too late, especially with the reopening. I believe that the reopening it was planned to fail from the start, and the repercussions are worse than what would have been if we have just stayed in stay-at-home orders and the mandatory closure of buildings and places that aren't essential to daily life. Of course, does it suck? It does. It does. I'm not saying that it doesn't, though having everything reopened just to have an influx of cases and deaths and a reemergence of this virus is terrible. It shouldn't have happened. It never should have happened. And with what's happening right now, it should show that we need to take more precautions, not just because a new virus has emerged, but because this is causing the deaths of millions of people worldwide, and it's only growing exponentially. So, with all that being said, we do need to stop this, and the precautions that are being put in place, I believe, not only we should just follow, but they need to be expanded upon. Though I don't mean to keep this video in such bad spirit. I know it's almost the 4th. It should be a time whenever we are enjoying ourselves. Of course, enjoying ourselves to the best that we can with what's going on. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and switch topics. Let's switch it up. Let's keep this video in a good mood. And let's talk about some crappy customers now, shall we? So to go ahead and start out, I don't necessarily know if I mentioned this before, but we are in a cash shortage currently, and I know I'm a little bit of a hypocrite whenever I say that. Let's keep this video in a good mood, and let's go ahead and mention that we are, out of all things, out of cash. Though we are, and of course a lot of people are angry about that. So what we are doing right now is all of our self-checkouts are currently in cards only. All of the cash and all of our change are reserved solely for the registers, and all the self-checkouts, they're still open, but you have to use a card or Walmart Pay. Now, if any of y'all have walked up and tried to use a register that's in cards only, or a self-checkout, I mean, you know it'll tell you. It'll tell you. It will be a little pop-up, this register only takes cards, or Walmart Pay. If you are using cash, please move to the next register, or something along the lines of that. And what the best thing about these is the people that just sit there and you can see them reading. You can see them reading it, and then you see them press accept. And then they get pissed off that this machine ain't accepting cash. Like you didn't read, like it didn't tell you. It only just flashed up a warning message saying this machine is out of change. They have got to be the best people, especially just the way that they act about it. And not only that, but in a way, I am glad that we do wear masks when doing this because, ooh, it just makes me mad. Though another good thing about it, and shame on me. I know I ain't necessarily a good person when doing this, but it's also the people who get up to these registers, they swipe something, the message pops up, and they just don't notice it. Now, whenever that happens, you have to click accept, right? Or it's not going to let you scan anything. Now, whenever these people get up there, they kind of just scan, scan, scan. They keep trying to, and they just keep moving it, and you can just see them getting more angry at the second by their items not scanning, and then it just hits them. You can just see their eyes wide whenever they see this pop-up message, and it's just, I stand, I don't tell them, I just stand there, I look at them, and I do a little chuckle under my mask, and honestly, it makes my days sometimes, especially whenever everybody's just being rude and cussy and they all have a temper because, hey, I don't want to wait into a line. And I understand that that may not necessarily be the best thing, though with what's happening right now, we don't necessarily have any other option than to just open up a register, have it for cash only, or try and have it for cash only and have it be that way. Because, what are we going to do? We're out of change. These machines can't give change, and I don't necessarily want to be writing IOUs to the 6'4" guy, 300 pounds, who's getting pissy that he doesn't have a dollar left. That's what I don't want to do, but then again, I really don't have a choice on that matter sometimes, and now leaving angry customers and cash shortages aside, have I ever spoken about dogs? Now, Walmart and I believe any business allows service animals, service dogs, so long as they are marked and in order as such. Now, what I believe that we don't allow is just normal pets to enter the store, though nobody really says anything about somebody bringing in a dog, or at least I've never seen anybody say anything about it. Though, I believe the reason why is this. We had a dog come in the other day, about 2 days, 3 days ago, and keep your dogs trained if you're going to keep them or if you're going to want to take them inside of a store because for whatever reason, and I know the dog that did it. I could tell that it was that dog. One, because it was the only dog in there, and two, I don't think this little small Pomeranian that somebody was carrying would have done this. So this big dog, white with black spots, comes in. Somebody carries him in, they're on a leash, and they come into the store. Okay, no big deal, that's all fine and dandy. Though they walk down the aisle, they walk past produce down what we call the Action Alley, and what the Action Alley is, it's just the main little aisle that's going down all the aisles of food, A1, A2, A3. I believe that they're marked at like that, at least in our store, though the bread aisle, chips, drinks, frozen foods, frozen vegetables, all that stuff. Though they walk down the Action Alley, and this dog takes a poop right on the floor. And it's not just in one spot, no. It's all down the aisle. And yeah, I didn't clean it up. I didn't touch it. Though, here's what happened. This guy or girl, we don't really know. We haven't found him. At least I haven't even found out about this. We didn't even know the day that it happened. But somebody slipped and fell in dog crap in our Walmart, and we have no clue who it was. Did I see it? No. But you could tell somebody slipped and fell in dog crap right by jewelry in the aisle for bread and cookies and chips and snacks. They fell. It was bad. It was bad. Have you ever seen just a slip and fall and there's just maybe it was jelly or maybe it was something and it's just slid all over the floor? Yeah, that's what happened. That was this dog crap. No, I didn't touch it. I didn't do anything. I just stood by it. And to the people who could tell that there was dog crap on the floor, good on ya. But even with it smelling, even with it being there all over the floor, hey sir, hey ma'am, please move out of the way of the dog crap that is on the floor. Because people, they just don't look. They're on their phones. Next thing you know, they're about to step into dog crap. So that was my whole day the other day. That's what I did for a good 30 minutes because surprisingly we don't have maintenance. And by we don't have maintenance, all of our maintenance is outside, counting people that walk in, pushing carts back because we just don't have anybody in store. Even with cashiers, God forbid if we have an actual number of cashiers the day that we need an actual number of cashiers. Though with everything that's happening, I know that we can't have cashiers, but having more than maybe 2 registers open at a time might be a little bit better for everybody. Though I know that we can't necessarily have any more than just the front registers open. And by what I mean in the front registers, we have 2 sets of registers, the front and the back. We can't have the back opened at all. So by the time rush hour or anything comes open, we have about 5 or so registers that are open, and only those 5. 4 normal registers and an express lane that is no longer an express lane, and God forbid you get somebody with a cart full on that express lane. Because it happens, because they took the sign out for whatever reason. I don't know why they take the sign out, but God forbid you get somebody with 2 carts full of groceries. You are stuck there for at least 15 minutes trying to get this cart full out, and honestly, it is terrible. And I could understand. Hell, I'd probably do the same thing myself if it was an option and I had to get out. I'd probably do it myself. So I don't necessarily think that I have anything to say on that matter. Though, it isn't the best thing whenever you see somebody with a cart full trying to get on this little square section. It's not a belt. It can't move. It's just this little square thing to put maybe 10 items on. 10 items is what can fit on this little square. Now try to get a cart full out on that little square. It's honestly terrible. It's so slow and it's just ooh. Though I can't say anything about it because I'd do the same thing. If I was stuck in a store, I wouldn't want to be stuck in Walmart for longer than I have to. I already work there. I'd take it. I'd take it. I'd own up to it. Though, that would be just me. No, anyways, I believe that this video is going on about 13 minutes now, and I believe now would be a good time to just go ahead and end it. Now, of course, I do hope that you all enjoyed all of this. I know, again, hopefully I'm getting better with all of this. Hopefully I'm getting more entertaining. Hopefully I'm getting better with my voice and the words that I use. Though, with everything being said, again, like, subscribe, comment. Again, I think that this video was a lot better than the last weekly recap that I did. And, of course, if you want to hear me speak about anything, please, by all means, leave it in the comments below because, at some point in time, I'm going to run out of Walmart. At some point in time, this thing is going to end. And by going to end, I mean I hope it's really quickly because I don't want to be talking about it anymore. Though, again, looks like it's the end of the video. Please, please tell me how I'm doing, and I will see you all again later. Goodbye.